Kindergartners, another easy peasy one today, comparing two numbers smaller than 10. Get your math book, your pencil and eraser. Let's get started. All right, lesson 4.7, compare numbers again. Here, you're going to really be focusing on the words. Notice a couple funny things. Less has those two S's there at the end. Than, this can give you a little warm up for next week because next week we are learning this TH sound. Than. And greater, do you hear that AAA sound? But we have this funny E in here that's not really doing anything in particular. 7 is less than 8, 7 is greater than 8. Well, when you look at 7 and 8, you know that 8 is bigger and 7 is smaller, right? 7 is less than 8. So go ahead and circle 7 is less than 8. Then here, 8 is less than 7. 8 is greater than 7. Well, you know 8 is greater. So you're going to circle this one. Now, you don't have to, but if you want to, you could go ahead and cross these out because you know those are not true. All right, so boys and girls, on this page, you're going to compare these numbers. And do you see here, oops, how they circled the 8? That tells you in number 1, which is greater, 3 or 8. 8 is greater, you circle that one. In number 2, which one is greater, 10 or 5? Circle the one that's greater. In number 3, is it 6 or 4 that's greater? Circle that one. 4 and 5, same thing. 7 or 9, which one is greater? 10 or 8, which one is greater? Now you may have already guessed here on this next page, instead of circling the one that is greater, now you're going to circle the one that is less. So at the top of your page, at least write an L. You could write the whole word less if you want to, but at least write an L with a circle around it to remind yourself you are looking for the one that is less now. So with 2 and 4, here's 2, here's 4, we know that 2 is less. So we're going to circle 2. 5 and 3, which one is less? Go ahead and circle it. 8 and 9, circle the one that is less. 10 and 7, circle the one that is less. And 6 and 8, circle the one that is less. We've done stuff like this in the classroom before, haven't we? All right, last page. So, oh boy. Up here, there's a boy named John. He has apples, and it's a mystery number of apples. Do you see my question mark to show that it's a mystery number? 5 is a number that's less than his number of apples. 7 is a number that's greater than his number of apples. How many apples does he have? Go ahead and draw a picture. Maybe draw 5 apples. I'll even give you an example for this one. Do you remember my apple drawing's not fabulous? That's all right. All right, so here's 5 apples. And 5 is less than his number of apples, right? He's got more apples than 5 apples. So I'm going to add another apple. And now I have 5, 6 apples. Let's see, can I put another apple? 7 is greater than his number. If I put one more apple, 5, 6, 7. If I write one more apple, I'm going to have 7 apples. And it said that 7 is greater. It kind of gave me clues to figure out the mystery number of apples, didn't it? So I know I can't put another one because then I would have a number equal to 7. And 7 is greater than the number. So I know that 6 is actually the number. Now over here, this is a boy named Cody, and he also has a mystery number of apples. Cody's number of apples is 2 less than 8. So I'm going to use the strategy, make a picture again to solve this problem. So I'm going to draw 8 apples. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to draw them like they're in a 10 frame. It helps me keep track of them. 6, 7, 8 apples. But his number is not 8. It's 2 less than 8. So I'm going to make this be less than 8, not some random number less, but 2 less. So there's 1 less. Here's 2 less. Let's count them now. I hope you guys were drawing that with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have the same number, right? 6 is the same as 6. Do you remember this symbol means is the same as? They're the same. All right, guys. Down here, you're going to divide it in half again. And you choose 2 numbers. Choose one number over here. Remember that little picture means number? Choose another number over here and draw pictures to go with those numbers. Then down here, write the numbers, and then whichever one is greater, put a G by it. Whichever one is less, put an L by it. So if this number is greater, put a G. If this number is less, put an L. If this number is greater, put the G. If this number is less, put the L. The basic part of that lesson was not very tricky, but the ending part with those mystery numbers, that could have been a little trickier there. That's where we had to actually do a little bit of thinking for today. I'm glad we got a little bit of thinking in for today because that's our math now for this week. I will see you on Monday with more math.